Hello everyone, it's Bruce with an Aerial Viewpoint, and we are down in the Sandusky River again on this cold, windy Saturday morning, and the day before Mother's Day. So I guess all our fishermen are better get out here and get some fishing in today so they can take their mothers out somewhere tomorrow. We're coming down and going to do a little inspection of the white bass fishermen today. And we are right now at River Cliff Park. The parking lot was pretty full, but I'm not seeing too many fishermen here. It is cold and windy, so not actually that great of a day to do some fishing. I think the river is about 1 foot high right now and clearing up some. It's not quite as muddy as it's been. I know they have been catching a lot of fish lately, mainly white bass. I know I've seen stringers with over 100 on them. Today, though, it seems to be a little bit slow. We'll head up here a little farther. Looks like a family group here. Don't see any stringers in the water full of fish, so they're not doing too good here. We'll move up a little farther and see if things are doing better. If it wouldn't be so windy and cold, it would be a decent day out. Trees are getting all their leaves, all nice and green. And the river is down to where at least starts looking like the river. One sole fisherman here, but again, I'm looking for stringers hanging with fish on them, and don't really see that with this guy. When the white bass are hitting a lot, this is, you should be able to see them catching them one after another here. We'll get around bend here. This is River Cliffs right here. This must be a little better spot. There's a few fishermen here. I do see a couple of stringers here. As we zoom in, you'll be able to see better. These guys on this little point seem to have a couple of stringers of fish. I see probably a dozen or so on each of those. And giving me a thumbs up there, so apparently, yeah, there's one coming in being caught too. So if you're coming down today to fish, you know this spot isn't bad at all. Our weather has been absolutely terrible. And there's times that I wish I would be back living in Florida, or I'd even accept Georgia. But this is northern Ohio, so we get lots of cold, dreary days, although we do have sunshine today, so can't gripe too bad. We got a bigger pile of fishermen here, kind of between river cliffs and the blue banks. This was a hot spot with the walleye right in here too, so let's take a look for a minute and see if we can see anything being caught. Somebody's getting snagged. Somebody's got fish on there, it looks. There we go. So this is right on the bend, and there's looks like everybody is using waders, but you could fish from the shore here. Not sure. She must have two on there. It looks almost, and she also just lost them. So no fish going on the stringer for that one. Tried to start asking a few of the experts around to predict how long this white bass run's going to go, and it all depends on the river. If we get high water again, they'll start moving downstream. If things kind of stay, there's another one. Or just his, I think that was just the fish on his stringer acting up on him. Hopefully we've got at least another good week. I know next weekend's looking a little bit better. So here. Now we moved up to between the parks. We have Walsh Park on the right and Roger Young Park on the left. The only thing I don't see much is fishermen. I've only got a few in here. Which pretty well tells me that they're not catching much in here. We're going to keep moving or downstream, and check between what we call between the bridges pretty soon here. Somebody just put fish on a stringer there, so we are catching something at least. Can't really count from here how many's on that stringer. Let's head on up here farther downstream. I've not seen a lot caught in here with the rapids and everything, but I am not an expert on the white bass and the walleye either. Now we're coming up where we call this area between the bridges, and I see a lot of fishermen, so this is your hot spot then. This would be between the State Street Bridge and the Miles Newton Bridge in town. We've got a few boats up in here. The river's high enough that apparently we're able to make it up here. here on the left is where the walleye fishermen were having the best chances. Again, everybody out here is in waders. We'll wait a minute here and see if we can see one caught. Not biting that fast. Check on these boats. Now I've just spun around because I saw fish being caught. These are those same guys that were out in the waders. And he's got a nice one on there, and the next guy, 2 fishermen down, has got one. Had one, he just lost him. I am seeing stringers that look like a lot more fish on them. So looks like those guys are getting tangled up quite a bit between each other too. So for a Saturday, if nothing else to do, come on down to Fremont, Ohio, and bring your fishing pole. I haven't seen along the edge here the shore fishermen on this side. Haven't seen that many being caught. It's kind of on the back of the east side Kroger. There's a nice pontoon boat. Let's take a quick peek. See if they're doing any good. Of course, in order to catch fish, you gotta have your pole in the water. And I see one dangling, not in the water. That guy's not gonna put his in the water. So 3 or 4 fishermen on that boat, and they're not really fishing. We'll do a little pan of our beautiful downtown Fremont. Lots of greens and colors for this early spring. And I'm going to thank you for watching again, and we'll try to get down here when the weather's better and there's more fish being caught. So have a great Mother's Day weekend.